Hey, it's Storyworthy. Today on the show, actor Tsalta Baptiste talks about working the front desk at the Westin.
I learned that certain accents get more access than just our generic, regular American voices. And I started doing that. And I have like a 90-something% rate with it. So like, hello, yes, my name is Greg Ron. And I'm coming in with a few celebrities from out of town, a few directors. And I like to do something classy for them. Can you put a few bowls of champagne in their rooms? And like the women, if it was a woman that pick up, they'll love it. They're like, oh, yes, Mr. Graham. Whatever you like. Anything else? Yeah, how about a few chocolate-covered strawberries for lights? Cheers, love.
Today on the show, actor Tsalta Baptiste talks about working the front desk at the Westin. Stay close.
Hey, my name is Tsalta Baptiste, and you are listening to Storyworthy.
Welcome to Storyworthy. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Whether you're a longtime fan of the show of over 12 years or you're a new listener, welcome to Storyworthy. Now, I hope you guys listened to the show last week, which was Story Smash, the storytelling game show live at the Hollywood Improv. And guys, I have some news. Tsalta, you sit back and listen, but for the audience, they might be upset. But you'll be all right because you're just getting to know me. But the Story Smash at the Improv is now over. We had been there 5 years.
Right.
I had that club every month on a Saturday night for 5 years, minus the pandemic. And they've decided to get some other stuff in there. And I get that. No worries. So if you're out there, you're listening, you know this is sort of a blow. However, of course, that doesn't mean the game is over. Of course, Blaine Capatch, Danny Zucker, Melissa Peterman, we're all excited about getting a new venue. And I'm looking at a few clubs, one in Santa Monica and one in Burbank. But if you guys out there listening have any thoughts about Story Smash, the storytelling game show, you know how it goes. You know the game. You let me know. You write to ChristineBlackburn1@gmail.com and just tell me what you think, because maybe you guys are thinking some stuff I haven't thought of. You know? And you know the game as well as I have. It's all over Storyworthy, but also you can go over to YouTube and watch all the story smashes from during the pandemic. That's right. We had a global pandemic, and this girl did not miss a beat, Tsalta. I did not miss a beat. We're going to Zoom or whatever the hell we were on. And anyway, so you can check those out over on YouTube. But anyway, listen to that show last week. It was really fun. Danny Zucker was there, Blaine Capatch, Matt Oswalt. Lots of fun. But not today, you guys, because today I'm here with another very interesting person. He is an actor and a writer and a director, and his name is Tsalta Baptiste. Hi, Tsalta.
Hey, how you doing, Christine?
I'm really happy to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Same. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying my name. I know it's a tongue twister, but you got it.
Oh,
so,
that's a beautiful name. When you think about it, I know why you're named that.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I do. Backwards. Everybody
That's
write
right.
it with me if you have a pen and paper nearby. Nobody has a pen and paper, but let's just pretend you do. Then write it out with me. At last.
That's right.
Backwards.
That's my name.
And that is so flippin' beautiful because of that song, At Last.
Yes.
One of my ex-husbands proposed to me singing that song.
Wow.
I know.
I'm attached to the feels, just really deep in the feels.
How could I not marry him when he sang that to me?
Oh, he sang it too.
He sang it before he proposed to me.
Yeah, you have to marry him if he's
right.
able to sing.
I know.
Yeah.
12 years later, we got divorced, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Tsalta, I'm really, really glad you're here today, and you bring forth a topic, working front desk at the Westin.
Yeah.
And this is funny to me, man, because I've been doing this show, over 700 episodes, and nobody ever talked about working at a hotel desk.
Yeah, I don't know why. the hospitality industry is booming.
Yeah, I know, but also there has to be such juicy stories because
for sure.
it's the front desk.
Front desk.
So you know everything.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the maids, yeah, I got the scoop.
Well, tell me some of the things. Tell me, not the story, but tell me, like, how long you worked there. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I worked there for 90 days. It was a trial period.
Okay.
But within those 90 days, boy, I lived. And
well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Why did it? Well, I don't want to know the story yet,
Okay.
but did you know it would be short term?
Well, yeah. So like my friend worked as a manager there, so he got me the gig, and
I see.
It was everybody has to go through that, I guess. What's the word for it? Like probation period. And
Sure.
I didn't do anything wrong, but I just went on to something better before the 90 day. On like the 89th day, I was telling people like, hey, I'm about to, move on. And then they I guess, wanted to, let me go before I quit because maybe paperwork or something like that makes it better that way.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
A 90-day probation. Yeah, I had that as a flight attendant. It was 6 months on probation.
Yo.
And they could fire you for any reason. It was
not you.
Really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, I said, no, they're not firing you.
What do you mean?
I mean, for 6 months, within 6 months, I don't see what you could have done to...
Oh, no, they could fire you for anything. The wrong color nail polish, too much jewelry, not wearing high heels.
That's petty.
Well, I would... See, you're young, Tsalta, but when I used to fly in the late 80s, I'm not kidding, the Bush administration, the first Bush... back then it was all about, how much you weighed and looking good in the uniform. And it was very different now.
That's
There were
crazy.
we got weighed all the time. Yeah.
And at that time they used to smoke cigarettes on the plane too still, right?
Oh yeah. Actually and I have told my audience this before, actually that was kind of fun in some regard.
Yeah.
I'm not a smoker, but the flight attendants that smoked, they were always very cool people.
Yeah, but they'll fire a flight attendant for wearing too much nail polish or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, pantyhose. If your pantyhose are not navy, you're out.
Gosh.
Like, who do you think you are, Tsalta? Walking around with the wrong color pantyhose. You're out. It was so stupid. It was a different type of industry, but we're not talking about that, man.
Okay.
We want to talk about the hotel clerk industry.
Yeah.
Before we get to your actual story. Just tell me this. Did you have uniforms?
We did. We had uniforms, and at the Westin, everyone has to list on their name tag under their name their passion.
Oh my God, that is so stupid. What did you say? What did you write?
Well, at the time I was dating a girl that was really into fitness, and so I had been working out a lot, and I just thought that fitness, is part of my life now. So I wrote fitness. I should have wrote like hip hop or something, but my friend took that one already. So yeah,
you should have wrote something like "fuck off." That is so stupid. Now I've never heard that before because I know that like in a lot of resort towns they'll make you put your state, like where are you from?
Oh, no.
Like that's a stupid reflection. But that's really
some
funny.
people can be really biased
gosh.
from where the person's state is from.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, listen, we're going to get to that story in just a second because I am very anxious to hear it. But before we do, I want to say that it's interesting that, I know you're a writer, you're an actor, you're a director.
Correct.
However, you don't list yourself as a comedian.
Oh.
But one of the reasons why I wanted you on the show, like I've had mostly comedians, is that you are an impersonator.
I am.
And well, that's sort of I guess it's not a comedian, but it's interesting. It's close. It's closely related.
Yeah, if I'm saying something funny enough, I guess sometimes I can get a little heavy with it, but anyway, you may see what I mean. But yeah, I definitely have the skill.
Yeah, and did you do that as a child? Did you listen to stuff? Was it like constant television in your house, or what was it?
We were the movie house, so we had every VHS that was made during the 90s and 2000s, and then DVDs, and we had a bookshelf that took up a whole wall. And we would just fill it up with movies, and people on the cul-de-sac would come over and just like almost rent it from us because, some movies, they'll be gone at like the Blockbuster or Hollywood Video was what we had. And they would be like, oh man, they got it probably. And we would have it. So,
That is so funny. That's awesome. Did you charge people?
Just, I don't know. They did pretty good bring like a bag of oranges or something like that. So.
A soda. Yeah, give me some oranges. Yeah, it is interesting. You grew up in Berkeley, I read.
Yeah, I was born in Berkeley. I grew up a little bit there. I grew up in a single parent home with both parents. So I would often travel between the two of them. My dad stayed in Berkeley. My mom moved to Southern California. Rialto is the city. Mm-hmm. It's in the San Bernardino County in the Inland Empire. So it's like an hour away from Los
Inland Empire, hot as shit.
Come on now,
man.
hot
Super
and
hot.
Just country. People ride around on horses sometimes out there still.
Oh, yeah. California is a big ass state, and I think people forget that. Yeah. You start heading inland. I mean, it's 30 miles out of LA. You're pretty much in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
If you head east, as soon as you hit like the 210 and is it the 57? What's the road to Vegas?
I think that's the 57, the 60. I believe that goes like the Barstow.
60 anyway. Once you hit out there, it's over, man. It's over. It's just desert for 3/4 more of the state. You know what I mean?
That's right. And I grew up.
It's a big state.
Digging in the dirt for like Native American arrowheads. That was a really big pastime for us in the 90s. And, just stuff like that. Kind of country, but at the same time, we're so close to Los Angeles, so we have a little bit of that honorary city.
Did you get to come to the city? I
did. As a child, I used to rue having to drive to Los Angeles just because back in the 90s, it was a lot different than what it is today. It was very, very hostile, and the smog was a crazy issue. So it felt like driving into like a Western movie, like the tint would change.
No kidding.
Yeah,
really,
and there'll be like the smell of urine everywhere I went. I just didn't have a good time as a child.
Wow,
coming to Los Angeles and that drive. Oh my gosh, the traffic.
Well, it's interesting, to hear a child's point of view like that. Yeah. Like you're driving into like flipping Armageddon or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really interesting. And there weren't nearly as many buildings, but there was more industry. Is that it?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of construction, right? A lot of the stuff we see today was being built during that time. So there's a lot of construction.
Yeah, sure. And why would you come into the city? Why would your family come to the city?
Oh, wow. Well, my mother, she was studying at Charles Drew Medical School. She was getting her bachelor's degree in biology. And she was a single mother. And my brother and we would get bundled up before the sun would rise, and she would drive, and we'd wake up in the backseat of the car listening to like the radio station, some Janet Jackson or something would be on. And
wow.
And she did that for 4 years. And so,
So you guys took that drive with her every day?
Every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what'd you do once you got there?
Well, we stayed at childcare, I guess like a daycare kind of a thing. And sometimes we'd be in class with her. And we'd sit in the back and just eat a bag of chips from the vending machine. And my mom used to say things like to her friends on the phone, "I'm living out of my car." And one day, I guess I got fed up with this, and I told her professor that we were living in our car. And the professor, the dean, called her in and just basically explained that, they have a program for people that need assistance. And even though we really did need assistance,
But you also had a real place. You had a house.
Yeah, we were renting a place, but she was on child support. She was studying, so she couldn't work.
Sure.
So it was tough. I watched her struggle, and she would read a lot of her medical books, and we would read them. She would read the stuff to us, and she would often the lights would get cut off, and she would read them by like candlelight. And and so they gave her a scholarship. And she would tell a story about me saying, yeah, we do. Yes, we do live in a car. Yeah, we do. And how that ended up being she was embarrassed, but then it ended up being a blessing.
Yeah. Wow. Tsalta, that's a great story. Holy cow.
Hey, it's a true one.
And you watched her, and now you see her. Is she succeeding, as it were, in what she wants to do?
Well, yeah. My mother, she took the physician's assistant test 2 times. And both times she failed it by 1 point. Oh, and she just, became a biology high school teacher. And we would always try to push her to that third test. But, she, I guess, didn't want to stomach it again because it's very rigorous. So she was a biology teacher for 20 years before she passed last year in March.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's fresh.
Yeah.
I know, but my God. Was it COVID?
No, it was actually, it was cancer. It was cancer. It was the big C, the OGC.
Yeah. I'm sorry. But boy, oh boy, that's so interesting what, work ethic she gave you and your brother. I can tell, that you can keep your head down and to the like keep your head to the grindstone or whatever they say, because you have done so many, not just films, not just TV, but commercials as well. Mm-hmm. And I know that takes a lot of auditioning.
Oh, a lot. I think actors are crazy for a number of reasons. And one of them is just those auditions. That process is just so grueling, having to just really put your all into something. But in the back of the mind, just know, there's a very good chance I'm not going to get this. So why go this hard? But we have to anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That is the work. I always tell people, because I've done a lot of commercials, and I always tell people the work is going to the audition, the work is going to the gym, the work is keeping yourself together and driving.
That's right.
And then when you do get the job, that's the reward, that's the payoff.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll get residuals.
That's right. Hopefully.
Yeah. Listen, before we get to your story, one more thing. You are fluent in Mandarin.
对
Why?
我会说普通话非常好. Just say I speak it very
Tell me
well.
everything.
Well, I lived in China for 3 years. I lived there for 3 years during what they called the Golden Age, because that was around 2012 to 2000 and roughly 14. So 2-3 years, It was the best time for foreigners to live in China. Yeah.
Wow. And how did you go there? You just went on your own and decided to teach English or learn
Yeah, it was both.
Chinese?
Well, 3, actually. It's a third one. I studied as well. I got my master's degree in international development. And I really...
Sounds impressive.
That's why I did it. I had no idea what it was about. But, hey, I think I can just say that and it sounds impressive, like you said. Yeah.
That's what I think.
So I did that. It really is just about learning how to incorporate nonprofits, NGOs in various developing nations, and how to tie in various, joint partnerships for things and get funds and all that kind of stuff.
And get grants and write letters and connect people. That's a lot of work doing that stuff. And the problem, it's not a problem, but like for people like you and I, like you're an actor, I'm a comedian, like that ain't nothing about me. Like, where do I
Exactly. Especially with creative.
Why would I want to do this? It has nothing to do with me.
It's very easy to walk away from. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I get that. I get that. All right, you guys, before we get over to Tsalta's story, I wanted to remind you to check out StorySmashShow.com to find out when the next Story Smash is going to happen. And, of course, follow me on social media at Storyworthy and at Story Smash. All right, you guys, he's here right now. You hear him talking to Tsalta Baptiste. He is a writer, an actor, and a director. Not a comedian, but you do a lot of impressions. And one of your famous impressions, I actually haven't seen it, but I've heard about it, is between Obama and Kanye West.
Yeah.
Well, what happened and how'd that come about? Did you write that piece?
Yeah, it just really impressed me when Kanye announced that he was running for president. And I just thought, what will it take for this man realistically to probably make it? And I thought, well, he would have to probably get a Obama endorsement. And, that's just like where it starts. Right. So the idea just clicked. Like, let's make a conversation between the two of them.
So you wrote it on paper.
I wrote it on my brain.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't even write it down. Where did you get the conversation from? That it was just like improv, or obviously you must have honed it. Yeah,
it definitely was improv. It was all improv. There was
can we hear a minute of it, please?
Yeah, for sure. Look. Kanye, you're running for president in 2020, and let's get the people to know you a little bit, because it seems like you have a bad rep. Let's start with your favorite color. I would have to say that my favorite color is orange. Okay. Is there a particular reason? I just like how no other word rhymes with it. Good answer. Good answer. No, it seems like Trump is who you're going to have to go up against. Tell me how you plan on defeating him. Well, I got money too. Hey, Kanye, calm down. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just more than a rapper. I mean, check my Wikipedia, man. Okay, hey, now, hold on. Wait a minute. Michelle's blowing me up. That's pretty much how I do.
That's adorable. That is so clever. It's so clever. It's so simple and funny. See, that's the thing. That's how you're an artist, because you changing, you're moving, you're writing stuff like that. I mean, it might seem simple when people hear it, but it's so clever that you even thought of it to have that. So that's very cool. Now, you also played Bridget Floyd's father in The Gentle Giant on Hulu. I haven't seen it yet.
Husband.
Oh, her husband.
Because I would look way too, I guess.
That was my first flipping question. Dude, that was my first question. Your publicist screwed up. Your publicist wrote, Tsalta plays Bridget Floyd's father in The Gentle Giant. And my first thought was, what is she for?
Right.
Okay, you play Bridget's husband. Yeah, so it's basically George Floyd's sister. And it's her story about her and her own father. Oh, no, there's no father. Your publicist said that. Nobody else did.
I got to talk to him.
So can you just tell me a little bit about that? I'm anxious to watch it. It sounds like it was it sounds very interesting. It's on Hulu right now.
It's on Hulu. It premiered at the Cannes Festival this month.
Nice.
It's a quick watch. They made a short film. They managed to make a short film out of what started as an ad campaign, and there's a ad campaign through the Ad Council, and I believe it's called Love Has No Limits, and no, Love Has No Labels, and they won an Emmy for that actually, and so this is an extension to that campaign that they're rolling out with other stories. And I guess someone believed in it enough where they said, let's make a short film with it. And they did. And they showed it at the Cannes Festival, and then Hulu picked it up.
Is it the real Bridget Floyd?
Oh, yeah. She is the real Bridget Floyd.
And so, wow, man, this must have been something else to spend time with her.
Yeah, it was a trip because people on set just kept telling me, she handpicked you, right? Like out of all the other actors, she didn't even want to watch anymore. She said, that's him.
Oh,
him.
My God, that's
so
amazing.
I was like, whoa. I'm like, I'm not trying to take that.
That would have made me cry. That's so great. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. When you see somebody like that, like Bridget Floyd, do you just want to hug her, or do you say to her, happy to meet you? And then does it come up? Do you say I am so sorry about your brother? Do you say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all of those things. It's all of those things. It's emotional. And I'm sure that she gets it a lot. So it's also I want to respect her as a regular person, too, who's probably doing her best to move on or has moved on and is making the best of her life right now. So, yeah, it's all of that, and she's a great person. She's funny. She's a beautiful woman, too. So
how old is she?
I'm not sure. And I wouldn't tell if I knew.
But 25 or 35?
I'm not even sure. I've learned to not even talk about women's ages. I'm not going to answer that.
But you look like her husband, as it were. The pictures were fine, as it were.
Yeah. I played a younger version and then an older version.
Oh, nice. So you got to do that makeup, as it were.
Yeah.
That's fun, man. I mean, I know it can be a lot and stuff, but isn't it also interesting to see what you could and probably will look like?
Yeah, I mean, they sure. I mean, I probably look like myself because they didn't do too much with the makeup on me. They just kind of shaved my hair a little bit and changed my wardrobe and said, all right, get back out there. So I was like, hey, you guys don't want to at least I don't know, trim my beard or put some prosthetic hair on my face or anything? Just get back out there.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Well, maybe understated is better anyway because it's, not as obvious. I know, like my kid, they're into film school. They're in film school and they are always commenting. Every single scene they have a comment. On TV or film because that's what they're staring at.
Right.
I guess we have the movie house. That's what I think I'm saying.
The movie house. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah. There you go. Keep it going.
But now you don't need the VHSs. Now you just need the different platforms.
Exactly.
You've also played Tupac Shakur.
I did.
And that was a film, or what was that?
Yeah, it was a film. So we got started with it in China. I worked with some filmmakers out there. This was during the time when the people were saying they were ready for a Tupac film. This is 20-year anniversary that's coming up since his passing, and damn it, we need a movie. And so, just because of that, I guess the studios heard. They saw there was a big enough demand, and they announced that they were casting for a movie, but it still was kind of held up in production limbo. And I kind of just recorded myself talking as him, and posted it online as an audition tape. It got a lot of buzz, and so
that makes me so happy.
Yeah. So with that, I was like, all right, well, let me just go ahead and just see if I can make something myself out here, and that's what we did, and it actually premiered first. And I'm not sure how to talk about that because there's a whole story behind that. It gets a little cutthroat, but not on anyone particular's end. But yeah, they were not playing with that Tupac brand.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I would have to pull it up.
No. I'm just wondering, can a general audience see it? Is it on YouTube?
Good question. It was, but they took it down. Universal.
They pulled it down.
They said no.
The rights. Yeah, I get it.
But that was the reason why we made it, because we were in China and we knew that they don't abide by the copyright laws in the U.S.
Wow.
So we kind of we looked at all ways to leverage it.
Interesting. And so basically then you self-produced, you self-started it.
Yeah.
But then and it was called Until the End of Time, right?
It was called Until the End of Time.
And you attracted that. See, now I'm looking at it a little closer. That attracted a lot of attention from Vice, Maxim, the New York Times, the Rolling Stone in Italy. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it shook up the world.
Waves.
I got a lot of love from people all over the world, and I got a lot of hate too. Just on the.
Well, they usually go hand in hand.
Yeah, and I had to learn that lesson firsthand with that project.
Yeah, but still, that makes you who you are, and that's why you're getting better and better roles and all that shit.
Yes.
It's longevity, and it's the whole picture.
For sure.
It's not just one it's never one project, unfortunately. Except this. Actually, after you get the story-worthy bump, that could change things around for you.
I'm ready for it.
You guys, you can find Tsalta over on Twitter at Tsalta Baptiste, and you can also check him out on his website, TsaltaBaptiste.com, and on Instagram at Tsalta Baptiste. You always get your name. Aren't you lucky?
Yeah, but somebody freaking took just Tsalta, and that's what I want. And they have no followers, and they have no posts, and it just teased me.
They're extorting you. They'll do it for money.
I messaged them and everything, and they haven't even read it.
It happens. Isn't that something, though? It happens to a lot of people. You're not the only one. When somebody takes your name because, this has been going on forever. But now that social media is so hot, it's a big thing. People go and they buy up all the domain names.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have your domain. That's good.
For sure.
All right, you guys, wherever you are, put your hands together for Tsalta Baptiste.
Oh, wow. That's one heck of an introduction. So a story that I like to share is just my time as front desk at the Westin. It was short-lived, but there was just so much that had happened during that time. Particularly, a lot of comedians would come because they tour. And when they tour, they of course have like Starwood memberships, and we would hit it off, and they'd invite me to like their show, and they'll give me tickets, and I'll show up, and we'll have a great time. We'll party. We'll go to a strip club, and then we'll go to an after party after that, and I would just become best friends with these comedians. And then like a week later, they'll call me and be like, hey, yeah, Tossler.
Toss your salad.
I'm like, hey, get my name right. And they're like, hey, I'm going to be in Phoenix on the 26th. Do you think you can get me a suite? And so I was like, okay, because I had been working there, and I realized, and I guess they knew too, that we often had unused suites. And usually people like celebrities or someone that's presidential or an executive and really spends a lot of money there, they would, if they requested it, be able to get that suite. And so I didn't have the keys to just be like, yeah, let me just push a button. But I didn't know what to say when I called in.
Oh.
And so so I would do that for them.
So wait, you're calling from the Westin where?
No, I'm calling from my cell phone at home on a day off.
But tell me, wait. Before the reservation, what Westin were you working at?
So I worked at the Houston Galleria Westin.
Okay.
Shout out to Houston.
Sounds like three words I never want to hear. Houston Galleria Westin. Ugh.
Yeah. So I would call from home, and I would just basically say all the keywords and ask and inquire. And sometimes just with my regular voice, my regular American voice, Black American more specifically, sometimes it'll work, but sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it'd be like, hey, buddy, we don't know what to tell you. But then the bright idea came that I should start using accents. And I learned that certain accents get more access than just our generic, regular American voices. And I started doing that. And I have like a 90-something% rate with it. So like, one of the things I would do is like I would have this British accent that I would call, and if they wanted like some champagne or something like that, I'll say, hello, yes, my name is Greg Ron, and I'm coming in with a few celebrities from out of town, a few directors, and I like to do something classy for them. Can you put a few bowls of champagne salvage their rooms? And like the women, if it was a woman that pick up, they'll love it. They're like, oh yes, Mr. Graham, whatever you like. Anything else? Yeah, how about a few chocolate covered strawberries for lice? Okay, yes, of course. All right. And then like it'll get kind of like twisted, like where I feel like, oh wow, I think she's feeling me. And then I'll be like, yeah, so spectacular love. When I come in, make sure you look me up. Of course. What day are you coming? Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday. Oh yes, I'll see you then. All right, cheerio. Cheerio to you too. Cheers, love. And then that'll be like, that. And I would always get them some champagne. But like my favorite voice that I did was
wait a second. I want to know, you would get the champagne, you would get the strawberries for any additional cost.
Yeah, it's comp. So like for a lot of people don't know this, but in Service Express, which is basically like room service, at the Westin, that whole department, they just keep crates of champagne for like anniversaries and occasions like that. So there's nothing really specific, but it has to be something that makes sense for them to say, all right, we're going to comp this champagne or these chocolate covered strawberries. And, me just saying, I'm coming with a few celebrities, movie directors, and I just want to do something. I want to do something classy for them. Leave a few bottles of champagne in their ribs. They would love it. They'll be like, yeah, of course. That's a perfect reason why.
Oh.
Yeah.
So tell us your favorite. I mean, these people are just idiots, but I love this. This is the best.
Well, I mean, it's America, so it's like
I want to hear every one of the stories. It's so fun.
These are the rules that are made to be broken. And so I just knew about it. And so one of the things that they would talk about a lot, very often, is how they just hated dealing with like Nigerians. And not to make it sound like, I don't know, racist or anything like that, but like, I think that Nigerians do, like, especially when they're like fresh into the country, they have an assertive way sometimes when they want to get things done that a lot of Americans aren't used to. And so in the hospitality field, like they would often say, like my coworkers and managers, they would just say like, oh gosh, like it's a Nigerian is on the phone. They want this. And I noticed how, just to kind of mess with them, I noticed how they would be so quick to just give in whatever a Nigerian would ask for. So I would call, and my favorite was the Nigerian promoter. So I would call, I'll say, and the phone would ring. And then the phone will answer, hello, Westin front desk. Hello. Yes. Who am I speaking with? This is Dwayne. Dwayne, how are you today? I'm doing good, sir. How are you? I am good. Thank you for asking me. I would like to speak with a manager. And then they'll put me on hold for like 5 minutes. And the manager will get on the phone. Hello, Dwayne. I just spoke with Dwayne, and he tells me that you are his manager. And I say, yes, I am. And I would say, I am a promoter for a guest that is coming to stay with you. Okay? Yes. And I'll give them their name. And I'll say, okay, we pull them up. And I'll say, good. They are a movie actor, a film actor. First, do you know who he is? And then they'll be like, yeah, I don't. I was about to say, if you do not know who he is, it will be pretty weird. And I'll say, no, we know who he is. Okay, and I'll cut him off. I can't talk long. I have to go. But he wants upgrade. He wants an upgrade. Yes, he wants upgrade. Because the room we are staying in now, they are small like broom closet. And they were like, okay, sure. Would he like a club king or something? He wants a suite. A suite is what he wants. I'll say, sweet. Okay. Just hold on 1 minute. And yeah, that's pretty much how I would get their suites.
And they would do it. They would upgrade the comedian.
I would push it, and they would be like, "Oh man, this Nigerian promoter is not budging," and they would just comp the suite.
Wow.
Yeah. And the British accent worked too, but just to have fun. Oh gosh, I love just being pushy like that.
Well, wait a second. Why would you ever stop doing it?
I don't know. I wasn't making money with it. I didn't even ask.
I'm going to New York in September. Maybe you can call ahead.
Maybe.
No, but this is like so crazy.
Yeah.
Tsalta, you can't be the only one who has thought of this.
I probably am. You'd be surprised.
Now, you never did it from the Westin itself.
No.
No. So when you're working the Westin, you didn't have anything going on there, no scams, nothing like that.
No.
You would just be cool. Yeah, of course.
Well,
but you would just be cool to the comics coming in who don't know anything in the city. And you always could have something fun to do. So you go to the show and then you can show them around town because you know where you are.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm
you can drive.
I mean, they would have their luxury vehicles and whatnot. And it'll be like in a city like nearby or something. But like, I mean, I'm generally a cool guy, so like I would always kill it. I would crush it with like the make a green choice to like make people say, yeah, don't come in and clean my room. I'll just take the extra $5, to buy some stuff, some candy in your gift shop. I would always crush it every turn. But there was one thing that I did like to do, and I don't call it scamming. I just like to call it leveraging, where someone would come in from like a nearby restaurant and they would just give these vouchers to front desk agents to basically say, here's a voucher and here's like a promotional like thing to show, like a pamphlet to give to your guests if they're looking for a restaurant. Sure. Yeah.
To get them to go next door.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And I would, of course, recommend, but I would take that voucher and I would just take women on dates to those places. And I would meet the owners and they're like, how do you know the owner of Fogo de Chao? And I'm like, well, we go back. He owes me a favor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, when you're living in a city like Houston, let's face it, that's some boring stuff, man. There's not a lot going on. Am I wrong?
I don't know. Houston has changed.
Has it? I haven't been there in a long time.
Houston is an oasis now. It's like there's so much going on in Houston.
Okay, now hang on.
Yeah.
Just to be fair, okay, I live in LA, but 2 days ago I was in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I spent 4 days in Dallas. Yeah. Shit town, man.
Yes, it's different.
Okay, so tell me what Houston is. I need to know.
Well, I mean, Houston, well, first, you have a lot of young people there because there are so many colleges and universities.
That's good.
So I think there's like 5 major ones just in Houston alone.
Okay. Wow.
And because of that, there's there's a really prominent medical industry there too. So a lot of people are into like being in shape and, and then you have the youth that they like to go clubbing and have fun and party. But then you also...
So there's comedy clubs and stuff too?
I haven't been, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Actually, there is. There is one.
There's got to be.
There's a really big one. There's a place called Drink Houston, and it's like 5 clubs put together, combined, and like, yeah, they'll do things there. And
Texas does it big, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay, so Houston's okay. Is that what you're saying?
I would retire in Houston if I could.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big words, Tsalta. Big words. Seriously.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
I'm in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. You're right. You're like a half block down the street. Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. Well, and then we got to wrap this up. But what made you go to Houston? Why do you have this opinion? When did you start going there?
Well, I went there to go to Texas Southern University. Shout out to TSU. I joined the debate team. And
yeah.
Yeah. And the movie Great Debaters inspired me to do it. I wanted to be a better rapper. So I wanted to learn how to be a better orator on the mic. And at the time, the debate team at Texas Southern had this very prominent program. They were the jewel in the tiara at Texas Southern University. They would travel all over the world. And that's how I got a chance to just see the world. The first country I visited outside of the United States was Tanzania. So my first place I traveled to was in Africa. And I've been to Europe, all over Europe. I've been to Asia, South America with this debate team. And of course, the nation. I've been to Cheyenne, Wyoming. Holy cow. I love Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Well, listen, this has been so much fun to meet you, and I am so excited to hear all of your talent, which is unbelievable. Again, you guys can head over to TsaltaBaptiste.com to see more of his work and also find him on Instagram and Twitter at TsaltaBaptiste.com. And, I hate to say, it's so cliche to say, what are you doing next? But I do want to know, what are you up to?
I have a one-man show coming up, and I'm hosting the first ever Black Horror Film Festival in October. It'll be at the Brightly Social Club in West Hollywood.
Dude, that's going to be so great. And, I've done 2 or 3. I know how many. It's not like I don't know how many. I haven't done that many. But I'm just saying, okay, let's say I've done 3 one-woman shows. And as much work as it is very satisfying. I mean, it's almost like writing a book. I mean, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of changes. It takes a lot of editing. You have to have a third party watch or a second party watching and a director of some sort. You have to have that.
Yeah, I have a director and 2 writers. So we're really going to make sure that this project is put together very well. It's going to be nice.
Dude, you are en fuego. I am so happy for you. Really, this has been so much fun.
Yeah, it's been a blasty blast.
I really appreciate it. All right, you guys, one more time on behalf of the very talented Tsalta Baptiste, thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine.
All right, you guys, my name is Christine Blackburn saying, make it a story-worthy week.
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy Podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at storyworthypodcast.com.